San Jose or who stays? That seems to be the question right now because I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to relocate or not. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of talk going around. They say that they're not going to. Like this article came out, I think around a year ago, saying that despite those frustrations and Fisher's decision to move his baseball team out of the region, the Earthquakes will not leave San Jose, no chance. But with that being said, there's, I think, a very, very high chance that within the next couple years, there might be no team in San Jose.
I would hate to see that because they do have two cups that they won. And we know what happened the first time. They won their two cups. Then they got the boot, went to Houston, won some cups in Houston. Then I think it was 2008. They were brought back in. And since then, they've been a team that's been loved. You know what I mean? And it's horrible. You got to think, how do you think Wondolowski feels about this?
Well, I was gonna say, dude, they have a lot of
Right?
legends too. Like they have Landon Donovan, they have Rosario, they have so many legends there, and it's just a shame that no one cares about them. They're like in terms of
Exactly.
California, they're the redheaded stepchild, and I can say that. But their
Hmm.
team, no one cares about them.
Which is crazy, especially I mean, they've been around for so long. Again, they have history. They got two cups. They got stars that played for them, and they have a committed fan base. But it's just recently I feel like they haven't been there. So you can put some blame onto them, but then you got to look at the owner.
You
The
can't,
owner
you
hasn't
can't.
really given them anything to show up for. You can't always look at the fans and be like, oh, well, the attendance is so low. That's not what the problem is. The problem is you're not giving a reason to the fans to show up to these games. And you would think in the area that they're in right now, you would think that the team would just be pumping money into this team, but they're not, and it's a shame because it's going to end out the same way it did for the Raiders. It's going to end out the same way it is for the Oakland A's. They're going to be moving to Vegas. We
Well,
already
yeah, I was
made a
gonna
video about
say.
talking about expansion to Vegas, but I could see a relocation to Vegas.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, dude. They're in Silicon Valley. They have so much money there. Yet John Fisher doesn't wanna do anything. He pumps no money into
Hmm.
the team. He's already moving his baseball team, in 2020 at the end of the 2024 season to Las Vegas, and probably in a couple of years, it's gonna be no different. He's gonna move, his San Jose team, but newsflash, if you don't pump in any money, if you don't care about your team, wherever you move it, it's not gonna be a success. If you move it to Las Vegas and you still don't give a shit about your team, nothing's gonna happen, That's
Exactly.
the thing.
We're big advocates about that. We talk about even across Major League Soccer. You got to spend money to make money, raise the salary cap. And when you're looking at individual owners like this, the league should step in and be like, listen, we already moved this team once. We're not going to move them a second time. Start spending some fucking money.
Well, exactly. There has to be like something implemented that tells these cheap owners, like, yo, you got to actually do something. You actually have to remember that you have a team and
Hmm.
care. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. Your attendance is going to go down. Right now, you're the third lowest in the league with, what does that say? 18,000, which that's a little bit high. I watched their games. There's no way there's 18,000 fans in that stadium. But again, that's not the fans' fault. I'm not blaming the fans. I'm blaming the owner. You know, if we had an incompetent owner like San Jose does, and our owner, they're not the best. They don't really care about NYCFC,
Hmm.
but if it was as bad as San Jose, I want to go to the NYCFC games.
Listen, all I know is if you're under DC United on any list, any ranking, that's a major problem. And this is a major problem for Major League Soccer in general. Again, this is one of those teams you don't want to move. I would understand you bring in Austin, they don't do well. You bring in St. Louis, they don't do well. You can bring in San Diego next year, they don't do well. Okay, you take the hit, you tried something that didn't work. But the second time you move a team that already has so much history, that's the thing I can't get past. Is I keep bringing up is the history. You have a team. Once you win the cup, you can't move a team. I don't care what it is. You are established for eternity.
Well, the thing is, too, dude, San Jose, it's a great location.
Hmm.
Like their fans are great too. Like they have great, passionate
Oh yeah,
fans, but as of late, dude, there's nothing to cheer for. San Jose, last in the table. They're gonna get the wooden spoon. There's no doubt about that. They're gonna come in last place again. I had a tally. I forgot where it was, but it was showing San Jose's place every single year. I think it was since 2000 and I think it was 12 or 2014 where they didn't make the playoffs or something crazy like that. Like this is a consistent
such a
thing.
shame.
This isn't just happening right now. Like this has been the last 10 years where they don't spend any money on players, and so their team kind of sucks.
You're also losing great rivals when you move that out because they've been longtime rivals with the LA Galaxy. But I feel like a lot of people
Mhm.
tend to forget that because right now they are just so criminally horrible right now that there's no. I mean, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. You know what I mean? There's no rivalry there. It's a slaughter, and that's saying a lot.
Well, dude, it's like if you're an owner, it's so easy to make your team good. Just spend a little bit of money. I know
Yeah.
I keep saying it over and over again, but it's an easy formula, dude. If you look right here, the payroll. They have the 3rd lowest salary in the league. I honestly don't know who's behind them because their salary is pretty pathetic, San Jose. And there's only 3 players making a million or over, which is kinda crazy, dude. He's literally spending no money on these players. Most of their players are making under 300,000. Most of them are literally just players that would be like a regular job, you know? Well, not a regular job, but like not a soccer
A
player,
good job, a
not a
very good
professional
job.
player though.
But yeah, no,
If
it's
you're
a
a
shame. And
professional
again,
player,
it's
yeah.
scaring away star players. You know what I mean? If a player has a chance to sign with this team or another, they're not signing here.
What do you say is the probability that they do move?
You're not gonna be playing in an empty stadium to play for empty seats with an owner who doesn't care about you, and there's a chance of relocation. That would never happen.
What do you say is the probability that they do move within 5 years?
I 100% do not want them to move. I will say that. I think that'd be ridiculous. Within 5 years, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say within 3 years. I'm gonna say at the end of the season we're gonna start hearing discussions. Maybe next season. I'm gonna say give it a 3 year window. I think they'll be moved. And I'm only saying Vegas because again, the owner, that's where he's sending Oakland. So I think that's gonna be what he does with this team as well. And again, it's gonna be boosted stats when you look at a team like when you look at a city like Vegas, because we have a whole video talking about expansion in Vegas. Anything that comes to Vegas is gonna flourish despite the owner. Like I know you were saying, if he's not going to spend money, he doesn't even have to because people are going to Vegas to spend money, get drunk, and just have a good time. So those seats are going to be filled regardless.
I still
And
think if you have
I think
an
that's more
owner,
damaging than anything then, because again, it's boosted stats, it's inflation.
I still think if you have an incompetent owner, it doesn't matter where you move it. You know, eventually it's going to be a stale product. So
I hope it is so he kicks himself in the ass because this team should stay in San Jose.
yeah, right now I'm just showing their places the last couple years, dude. It's pretty bad. I was wrong about the playoff thing, but yeah, it's pretty bad what place they're showing up in every single year. With that being said,
God.
though, I think definitely within 5 years, there's a very strong chance that they might move. Or the scenario that I really want to happen is I want him to sell the team. I want John Fisher to sell the team to someone. Now he's moving the A's too, so maybe he'll sell this team, you know, who knows. Sell it to an
Yeah, definitely
ownership
maybe.
group that actually cares, that's actually willing to spend money, and you're going to have a great like a revitalization of the team, you know?
And it's
It's
gonna be
going to be
such a
great
great
to see.
reception between the team, the managers, the fans. Like it's just gonna be such a perfect thing. And again, we're so close to that. I think it's definitely gonna happen.
I hope it does.